All right, I want to welcome everyone to the family tree. Put your hands together, family.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah.
Hope everybody's doing well. Even if you're, not clapping, give me a handshake or something.
Hey.
Do something. It's Wednesday,
Yeah.
middle of the week, and I hope everyone is doing well. So this evening, we're going to go into, holistic health and all that is going on in the world. So what we're going to do is in a few, we're going to chime in on down with the music. And my host with the most, that would be Bill 1L Morgan. Let's give Bill a hand over there.
That's right. Yeah. What up, everybody?
All right, as we fade on out and we come back in, I'm going to stop sharing on there, Big B. Allows you to see things.
Woo, yes, indeed.
And we got more folks coming in. Y'all shining in this evening, boy.
Yes,
I tell you.
All right.
Come on, I like it. Y'all got something hot on the presses.
Well,
all right. If you are joining us for the very first time, we welcome you to the Family Tree. The concept of the Family Tree is a holistic health network, and that is a network that I decided, we're going to base this off of the ancient principles of the ancient laurel trees was where the ancient families used to gather around, and if there's any problem, conflicts, anything that needed to be laid out, we learned and shared under the tree. It was a great networking center, the great laurel trees. So tonight, that's what we do. We grab around the tree, any question, concern, anything on your heart, on your mind, something you heard, you got something that you tried. We want to hear it all. We want to share it. If we don't have the answer, we'll try to get the answer for you.
Yep.
And what we'll do is we'll post it and try to put it in the chat. In some way, we'll get the answer for you. If we don't know, we'll find out for you. Big B over there. Let's give him a hand again, Big B.
Yeah, buddy. That's what's up, man. Yeah, man.
And if we have, if you have a question or concern, down in your lower section there, you'll have a reaction bar. Click that reaction bar, raise your hand, and you'll get put in the queue. And from the queue, we'll try to get that question answered. If you don't want to go on screen and you have a question, you can still put it in the chat box. Put it in the chat box, and either Big B or I don't see Prophetess yet in here. Do we see in here? Well, she may not be in here, but Big B will grab that and we'll get your question answered. If you are on the phone and you miss maybe the prompt that says how to actually raise your hand, don't worry. Just let us know you're on the phone and we'll still try to get to you. All right, family? So we're going to get started. Big B, so much going on in the world, man.
Ooh, man.
Every time we get in to the family tree, seems like something other world events are happening. So what's going on, buddy?
It's crazy out here, but you know what? Hey, friends, just do this. Remain steadfast. I say stay vigilant, safe, and healthy. That's the main thing we got to do. And listen, and depend on the family. Hey, look, something going on, bring it to the tree. Let's talk about it. And make sure that someone can do what? Bolster you and hold you up.
There you go.
I just know it's just crazy. Hey, listen, let me go to our very favorite website and give you the quick facts of about 13 minutes ago. That's ncove2019.live. Our total confirmed cases are 618,357,246. Total critical cases, 40,173. Total deceased, 6,534,236. Total active cases, 15,062,063. And our mental health moment, guys. Total recovered cases, 596,865,442. That's what it's all about.
That's a lot,
okay?
That's a lot, buddy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man.
From our favorite website, and it's up to date. I wanted to give y'all the update. Big B, did you talk to Daniel?
I haven't talked to him yet. Of course, I sent the email out to him. Guys, what Dr. Paul's talking about, we've reached out to Daniel, the young man who created the site. We're going to try and get him to come on either here or on the Green Hour so we can ask him some questions about some of the great stuff that he did in putting this whole thing all together.
Yes, he contributed an incredible part of this COVID. He was 18. I think it was 17 or 18
around
he may
that
not
time.
have been even graduated from high school because it was a high school project.
Yes.
And he put this site together, and now the world goes to his site just to find out this data. And what an incredible project, because even the major news, Big V, the AP press, and everybody goes to him because he did all of the, what they say, the backdoor data mining.
Yes.
This thing called data mining is where you actually can start to, have the epidemiologist report in real time. Awesome, man. Young folks, man, they got this thing on the lock, man.
Yes, sir. But I'm working on it. I'm not gonna let them outpace me.
All right, so we're gonna get started. And what's going on in the world with the holistic health, and maybe some things that are going on with you. Big B, you want to go to the chat first?
Yeah, I'm doing that right now. There's a excuse me. Let's see. Deke was saying, never mind. Deke was saying, let's stop playing around and get some food choices, get some real food, y'all, and let's make it go on. Okay. Now, what can I take to lower LDL? It went from 238 to 93 by taking Crestor 40 milligrams and red yeast rice. What is it? Can't remember what this word. But anyway, my cardiologist wants me to get a shot called Leqvio to get it down. He wants it under 70. What do you suggest?
Well, I suggest first of asking what kind of oils are you? Who is
that's Galaxy S21. There's no name on it. Galaxy there.
Okay, Galaxy. Okay. Yeah. Just the first thing is, you remember, you got to stop the process of whatever's causing the problem. And usually it goes back to the oils. I talk about this almost, how it's a reoccurring thing almost every week. We have the same questions, it's constantly coming through. It's definitely gunking up the liver. It's almost like a car that has oil that's never been changed. And remember, it's not the LDL is the bad guy, because they want to play good cop, bad cop. The LDL, low density and high density, HDL, LDL, low density, high density. It's not bad. It's out of balance. Well, what's out of balance with it? It's getting gumped up by the oils. Stay away from the oils. We really don't need oil. When you really break it down, we really don't need oil. And the body says, I really don't need the oil, but we use it for cooking and things like that. But it really gunks up, and these plaque build up, triglycerides in the arteries and veins. And that's when we can look at through things like the RM3A, and we can see the problem. Right. So stay off those refined oils. Stay off the refined oils and foods that have those refined oils, refined sugar, refined salt, refined oils. Got it? Usually the red yeast rice is a good source. Now, I can't speak on the pharmaceuticals, because if you're doing pharmaceuticals and you're doing some natural organic, you're splitting the fence. We call that splitting the fence. Splitting the fence means you're trying to do, you do 2 or 3 things good, and then you do 1 thing bad, so you have to start to deal with the food choices first. So the first question is, number 1, what kind of oils do you have? Number 2, how is your water? What's your intake of water? Are you on point with your water? You can't do this. I'm working on it. Nah, if you're not working on it, you got to be spot on top of your water. Got it? So did she get a response? Did she say?
No one said anything as yet.
Yeah. Okay. So if she's able to hear, maybe she's on a line where she can't come off mute. Right. But if so, just watch your oils first, okay? Watch your oils. Stay off the canola oil, the corn oil, the peanut oil, the vegetable oil, all of those. All those are refined oils. There's no such thing as canola oil. Got it?
Dr. Paul, I'm here.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. I drink a lot of water. I drink about 1.5 gallons a day.
Right. But what about the oil though? The oil.
I do use a lot of oil for cooking. I use the supposedly vegan butter for cooking.
Okay, watch the vegan butters, okay? Because some of the vegan butters are made with canola oil. See, they have not totally come across with making canola oil. They're still pushing it as an organic. It's not. You'll even see it in the Beyond Burgers and all of the different types of Impossible Burgers. You'll see it in all of the vegan and sometimes vegetarian, or the alternative meat products. You'll see canola oil. Canola oil can't be real. It can't be real. It's the rapeseed made in Canada during the war. So it's not a canola tree somewhere. Okay. And so watch that. I would go and look at that vegan butter. What's the name of your vegan butter, by the way?
I can tell you, it's probably not really vegan.
I love it. It's in real time. She run into the refrigerator. So
I sure am.
I can hear it. I can hear her in the slippers.
It's probably Earth Balance.
It's Country Crock.
Country Crock.
Country Crock.
Country Crock.
Yeah.
Country Crock has a vegan version.
That's what it says.
Yes, they do.
Okay, let's see Country Crock. Y'all looking at it in real time. Okay, Country Crock. Look at see what it says on the back. Read the what the ingredients are.
I think I threw the box away and just kept the pack out.
Butter.
I did. I say Country Crock plant butter. Yeah, right. I threw the box away.
You threw the box away. Okay.
Yes.
Dr. Paul, I have it actually in hand as well. And I'll read it to you. It's blend of plant-based oils. It says palm fruit, palm kernel, canola, and olive oil. Water, salt.
It says canola oil in it. It does say canola.
It does say canola.
Yeah.
Canola and olive oil.
Yeah, see, the canola oil is it. You know, they're mixing it with everything. And I'm telling you, this is the reason why. You take canola is everywhere. And if they were to now make this if they were to really ban this thing, they would pull probably about 80% of the products on the shelves.
Yes.
That's how many products have the canola oil, including bread, crackers, cereals, everything. And it is causing a problem. It's fueling the cholesterol industry. Yes. That's what it's doing. It's really fueling the cholesterol industry, but they're not going to ban that one. That's one of those political U.S., political things that, across the table, we're just not going to say anything.
Yeah, man. Oh, that's right. Yes.
How about if I show you this right over here, this money over here, you just be quiet. Just keep it moving. So we know how that works, family. So yes, watch the canola oil. Stay off of it. There are other versions that you can get. You can get an avocado butter. Earth Balance has a good one. There are other versions that don't have, I believe Country Crock does have one without canola though. I'm looking at the brand there. I think they have a plant butter that does not have canola oil. I will have to look into that and get back to y'all on that one. Okay.
Okay. Would you say get the shot that he's trying to get me to get if my cholesterol is going down?
I don't believe in none of the shots. I believe that you control this by what you eat. That's it. Right. The intake of what you put in your body is the only thing that you can officially control and say this is what is causing the problem and can also correct the problem. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Watch the canola oil, get your water right, put yourself back in balance. The body corrects itself 11 times faster. So what we have to do is just know where we are and start to feed the body what it needs. And you don't need a lot of oil, y'all. You don't need a lot of oils. Try to pull off of it as much as you can because it does gunk up that liver. Got it? Okay. All right.
Thank you so much.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Okay.
Who was that? Who was that, by the way? Who was that?
It was Zell.
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 Yes. Okay, hi, Zell. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right. Just to add on to that, what about the MCT oil?
MCT is excellent. MCT is the coconut oil.
Right.
Medium chain triglycerides. That's what that stands for. And that is excellent for memory. If you're someone that has issues with memory, focus, it also has corrected situations with dementia and Alzheimer's. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Also, after a stroke or some form of brain injury, that's what they're using. So it's done some great things. So it's a lot of studies done on MCT oil. So yes, Nathan. It don't sound like Nathan. Was that
no? That was me. That was Cynthia.
That's Cynthia.
Yeah.
Y'all starting to sound like
that's
that.
Exactly what I was going to say. Voice prints, duplicated voice prints.
I can't tell the difference no more.
It has Dr. Paul. It has C8, C10, and C12. Do you need all three or just? I've been trying to research it. I got the one that has all three of them in there.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. And see, the whole point is MCT comes from coconut oil, but they're adding additional to it. So it's MCT, coconut oil plus additional MCT. So it's good. Just get it as raw as you can in its raw state.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry, Nita. I thought that was you.
That's okay. I'm coming up.
You coming up?
Yeah, she's coming up. All right, real quick, three short questions, and then we'll come right to you, Nathan. Bianca, so, can you go over the arsenals to keep our immune system strong for the winter/flu season?
Yeah, she said go over the what now? The arsenal.
What are arsenals
Yes.
to keep our system strong for the winter flu season?
I always say start with right now is the time to start. I always start with the syrups, and I would say also do this with your children at the same time, and probably everyone in the house. Get everyone on the syrups right now. Number one would be elderberry. Now, elderberry is interesting because the sambucas, the best of the elderberry comes from Israel. And there's one that it's interesting because the bees go out late August, and they couldn't figure it out at first because the bees would come back to the hive, and the hive was actually purple, and they were like, wait a minute, what's going on here? They were starting to bloom. The elderberries bloom late, and they bloom late in preparation for the perfect time, which is when? Winter. Got it? Awesome. If you can't see God, you ain't looking. That's what I say. So here we are. We have elderberry. Elderberry honey is good also. Not for someone who has assimilation issues, but it is good for building the immune system. Elderberry sambucas is good for things like diabetes. It is very good for balancing sugar cravings. Also, it is good for immune system and any issues of viruses. So that's good for things like if you have gastrointestinal issues, like children get the GI issues, or they may have some kind of virus, stomach virus. That would be preparations for that going into this flu season. So I would start with the syrups first. Teas are always good around this time also. Colon cleanse, parasite cleanse. Those are the things that you want to do. So I have one. If you don't have one, you can go to my website, shop.drpaulurds.com. You can get my green drink, colon cleanse, and parasite. We are moving into the change of the seasons. This is the last day of summer, y'all.
Yeah, buddy. Yes, sir.
Oh man, I can't take it. My summers is the best time of year for me. But yes, today is the last day of summer. We got a couple of hours left. So this is perfect time. So that's where I would start right there. Also, you can introduce the Golden Seal Cleanse right now. A lot of people, and this is all not to diagnose, treat, kill, prevent any disease, just food for the soul family. Now, the Golden Seal Cleanse is, of course, it's a protocol with that.
Yes.
Everybody knows the protocol, right? Everybody knows
2 weeks on, 1 week off.
Yep. 2, 1, 2. Again. Right. Just remember 2, 1, 2. Take as recommended on the bottle. Golden Seal, the root, not the herb. Got it? The root, not the herb, not the combination with echinacea. Got it? Not the combination with echinacea. Usually when they do the combination with echinacea, they always weaken the Golden Seal. They never give you enough. So always get those separate. Echinacea is good for viruses, and it also builds the immune system, but I would never buy it together. Always get them separate. Got it? So echinacea would be in that same family for seasonal support. Those are some of the things. I'm sort of kicking around a couple of them, but that's all of this stuff is good. Building the lungs, that the flu goes after the lungs. Got it? And remember, it goes after the lungs because now that the air is getting cooler, your lungs start to get cooler. That means it can stay in your lungs longer if it stays cool. That's when it attacks you. So remember, coronavirus was an upper respiratory disease. Got it? So that means it affects up here, this part of the lungs. Now, if it affects the upper part of the lungs because it's an upper respiratory because it stays cool up here. Now you need herbs that heat you up in the lungs area, in this upper respiratory area. What are they? It would be like the Golden Seal root, things like the mullein. You got it? Things like the horehound. Oil of oregano. Yep, oil of oregano, olive leaf, and sometimes you can get the olive leaf extract. There's a couple of places that sell the actual olive leaf itself. If you're very fortunate to get that, I believe Pollock, and also I know Wayne Avenue definitely sells it. He gets the actual olive leaves themselves. It's been hard to get that, but I think he can get that. That's very good.
So the mullet and horehound, those are herbs?
Yeah, these are all herbs that I'm mentioning right now. All these are herbs.
So you can get them in capsule or take it as a tea?
You can take them as capsule or teas. Right now, what I'm saying though, the strategy I'm saying now is you're preparing for the fall going into the winter. Got it? So what means that a lot of things that heat up the lungs are going to be thermal. Got it? So it needs a little heat. See, heat opens up. Remember what's heat? Heat's male or female principle. Uh-oh, too much space. Too much space. Too much space. It's male or female principle.
Female.
Female.
Male?
Female?
Female.
Female.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad we all on one accord.
It's female.
Everybody, we go through this every time, don't we? Yeah, remember, heat
up
is male.
Male.
All right, who said that? Okay, all right.
It's male.
Male.
Him.
Okay. Male. Okay. Who said female? Who said female? Anybody
I
said
did.
female?
Cecilia said female.
Cecilia, come on, Cecilia. You know.
No.
I'm gonna get you. Yes. You know, his male principle is heat. Remember? Heat, destruction, tear down. You know, that's the key. That's the key with all male principle. That's why when you ever heard somebody had cancer and they said they open them up and the cancer spread, that means it's moving fast. It tears down fast. That's the way it is. That's where our bacteria, virus, fungus, parasites, all that stuff lives in a male principle. That's the positive charge, not the negative charge. That's the alkaline. So, you know, so basically, you know, and they always tell you to be positive. You shouldn't be positive. You should be negative. You really need to be more negative, Big B.
Boy, I know they're going to fight you on that one. That's all right. That's the truth.
Yeah,
the truth is alike, y'all.
Your positivity is overflowing.
Yeah.
I have one last question, Dr. Paul.
Yes.
Which is better, Kangen or Berkey? The water filters.
They're both pretty much the same. What you're dealing with, the difference is always going to be parts and how long the parts last. And Kangen has always been known to have better parts. It's the difference between a car that's a Mercedes versus a Lexus. You know, these are the things that you deal with. It's always going to be the manufacturer's guarantee. See, when you have an ionizer, it has these things called platinum plates. And these platinum plates, there's some that have 6, some have 8, some have 12. So you're paying for that. You're also paying for the fact that if these plates are in there, what is the durability and the lifespan of these plates? That's what they're doing. See, they use platinum plates to charge the water. So when the water comes through your spigot, goes through these platinum plates, and it has 2 plates. One side of the plate has negative charge, which is, by the way, what was that again? That was female. All right, I knew y'all had that. Y'all had that. What? And the other one is positive, which is what? That's male. That's the acid water. So you have 2 spouts on your ionizer. One of the spouts comes out the top, which is the drinking water, which is the negative water, which is alkaline. And then the other one goes right down into your spigot, which goes right into your sink. And that's the acid water. Now, there's a thing that you can use acid waters for, so you don't have to throw it away because it's used for like oxidizing things like rust on your pots or iron, cast iron, things like that. It's used for a lot of different things. And they give you a list of things that you can use it for cleaning purposes. But you can also, with that, now that you have alkaline and acid, it also goes through a filter. So all of these things that we're talking about is just making the difference between one brand versus the other. That's all it is. So it's the better quality and longevity is what you're paying for.
Okay.
Got it? So Kangen is sort of like they are the superstars. They are the flagship of ionizers. The developer of the Kangen machine is actually from Japan, and he actually has it now where they have Kangen machines in all the hospitals in Japan. It's like it's
like a franchise.
it's like a franchise. Well, not just a franchise, but it's part of their medical system.
Oh, great. That's great.
Part of the medical system that they have it in there. So it does work. Remember, it's only platinum that you're charging the water. So I try to mix it up a little bit. That's why I'll grab a spring water bottle at the source and I'll do Kangen water at the same time. Now, one last thing. Kangen water does have, and this is where the extra additive thing that I would like about Kangen. There's, with some of the flagship versions, it has a little sort of filtering piece that you can put in there. You can put in there salt. You can put a crystallized salt of things like Himalayan salt, and it goes right into like a slide drawer that you can put in there. So you can increase the alkalinity in different ways. And then they have separate sub filters that you can connect to it. So it gives you more flexibility with options at the same time. So I just want to be clear on that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Dr. P. Listen, Kathleen got stung by a bee on Saturday. Still struggling with that area that's being irritated. What can she do?
Oh, one of the things that we do for bringing that down immediately would be the combination of black walnut. I use different ones. I mean, there's a lot of different things you can use. You can use black walnut. You can also use golden seal. You can use it in a powder form. I use this for bee stings, but also I'll use it for things like poison ivy, poison oak. If you've been exposed to something like a spider bite, because you need something that deals with infection, which is golden seal. Got it? And then also, because that's going to deal with the poison, to get the poison out or deal with the poison. And then the black walnut works as an astringent. That's an astringent. So that draws out. Got it? So you can get both black walnut and it's also black walnut is anti-parasitic too. So sometimes if you get bit by something, there's a lot of larva flies. Y'all know what larva flies are? Yes, flies. Y'all know what those are? And those are flies that lay larvae under your skin. Okay. Yep. They'll lay it under your skin. There are situations where people have like lumps in their skin, and it gets real, like a lump gets there, and it looks like it's infected, but that could be larva from a fly that basically planted its larva underneath your skin, and it becomes infected. So sometimes you get if you bust it and pull it out, you'll see the little larvas coming out of there. It's really it's little gross, y'all. But yes, but some people, this has happened in some children, where some children have had some that land in their hair, and they get to their scalp, and they land and put a larva right in their scalp. So yep, it can happen. So that's why these two herbs does an incredible thing. So golden seal deals with bacteria and infection. Got it? And then the black walnut deals with an astringent. It's astringent, but it's also antiviral. It's actually bacterial, but it's anti-parasitic. So at the same time, just those two can do incredible things for, like, like I said, if you have anything like a poison ivy, poison oak, bite, anything from some kind of a bite or something from an insect, works really well.
So how am I applying that? Like, am I making a paste with it to put on my skin? Is it an ointment? Is it an oil? Or
that's what I just said. You take your capsules, open it up, put it like in a plate, take the powder, and then you add a little bit of water to it, make a paste. You can use like a non-latex glove, and then apply it to the principal right to that area. You can cover it for a little while, or let it breathe. But usually that black walnut dries really quick, so you may have to apply it more than once, and it dries really quick. So it's an excellent form for a lot of things. Black walnut is just used for everything. You can use that for you can use that also for issues with your gums. You know, people have periodontal issues or gingivitis, things like that. You could take some of that black walnut, rub it right on the gums. It'll tighten it right on up.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. All right,
Okay.
Kathleen. That was Kathleen, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yes.
Kathleen.
Thank you,
All right.
Dr. Paul.
Good question, Kathleen. Good question.
Real quick before we go up to Nita, what is acidic about an egg? The white or the yellow?
The what now?
What is acidic about an egg? The white or the yellow?
What is acidic about it?
Yeah. The whole thing.
Well, you got to remember here. Here's the concept of the egg.
That's
and
Joyce asking that.
Yeah. And remember, it's not saying that it's acidic,
Mm-hmm.
because remember, it's just that you're taking a chick that's in a shell.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how they say, what came first, the
Chicken or the egg? Yes.
Anybody know what came first?
The egg.
Anybody ever solved that?
What?
No, I don't think that
is it the egg or the chicken?
Yeah. Anybody ever figured out what that is? Y'all want to find out? What came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, how about they happened at the same time? How about that? Because the shell is actually part of the skin. It's another form of ectoderm. It's a part of it's the cell. The shell is skin. It's a harder form of skin. That's it. So it happens at the same time.
Wow. Boy, I'm sure I'm glad I came to class tonight.
It happens. Ain't that amazing? It just happens at the same time. It's like an outer part of the skin that turns hard, and it's a shell. Now, here's the thing. You got those that take eggs, and there's some people that swear by just eating eggs every day, because the concept is this. You have an egg, and that chick doesn't have to go nowhere. You can't feed it. It doesn't go nowhere. It doesn't get no sunlight. Just sit right in that egg. So everything, as far as nutrients for the development of that chick, is in the egg. You never thought about that.
That's deep.
But that's the concept of why they're saying it's not the cholesterol of the egg as much as the oils that people are using to cook them in.
Of the eggs.
You got it? And that the whole purpose of that is that you're eating a embryo. That's the whole concept of why people say I don't eat eggs, or I do eat eggs, and things like that. And you remember I told you about the whole, the nuclei or nucleus is the sun, or the new sun, which is the yolk, and then you have the white, which is the white, which actually represents the DNA matter. So the DNA matter, the yolk tells the DNA matter how to organize. You remember we talked about, I don't know if y'all remember this story when I told you this, about how they were figuring out, like, how is this thing that, it's like a tic-tac-toe. Each part of that yolk, that's why it's so thick, because it has to hold its place to where it's supposed to be. So they said, well, let's try to take this yolk of the egg, and then we'll take the white, and we're going to move it all around. So they moved it all around. Big B, they moved it all around. So they took this part of this and moved it over here, moved it over there, moved it over there.
Yeah.
And then the chicken came out backwards. Yeah, that's what happened. That's DNA information. That's just like coded information. It's DNA. So it's telling, and that's information derived from the nuclei, which is the nucleus, the cell. So that's why it tells how to put the egg together. So whether you eat eggs or not, that's the truth of the matter, that they don't come out of that egg. Maybe that's why they have all the nutrients. I want that nutrients. And that's the concept for eating eggs.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. And by the way, hey, Prophetess, she's hiding in the back in the corner of the dark. I know she's there though.
Prophetess, we're Prophetess.
She's hiding in the back. I just put threw under the bus. That's okay. We love you. Okay, Nitha, you are up.
Nitha.
Hi, everybody. So
Hey.
first of all, I have a question, but I just want to make a statement, and I'll put my information in the chat. We're coming up on the open enrollment, and people are going to be bombarded, you know.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes. Thank you for this update. Yes.
And I know people in different states and certain things are different, but basically the foundation remains the same. So if anyone has any questions about what's a supplemental insurance, what's the advantage in HMOs and, you know, different things, any questions, you know, because I do counsel on that. I'll put my information in the chat.
It's great to know.
If I don't have the answer, I'll definitely find out.
Wonderful.
All right. Thank you. Thank
Hey,
you. Thank
hey,
you so
that's
much.
great, family.
Because we need that. Neetha, you are an expert on that. And thank you so much.
Yes. So confusing. Just to give you an example, I'm having some issues and I want to come back to Philadelphia to see my doctor. However, I couldn't see my doctor there because see, I had back surgery and I don't trust these doctors down here. And I'm not having surgery, but I want a second opinion. I want my doctor who did the surgery to see it, but I have an HMO here, so I can't see him. I can see him, but I have to pay out of pocket. So I'm changing my insurance back to the supplemental where I can go anywhere in the United States and see a doctor. So I'm switching. So, you know, and I'll be coming back up to Philly. But anyway, the other thing, I know you've discussed this over and over again, and I know I have it in my notes, but I want to have it in my head because when I'm out in the field and I can explain this. And that is about, someone mentioned to me, and I keep telling people the different waters not to drink, but what does distilled water do? Again.
Well, you gotta sort of ask the $1 million question: distilled water, what is it? What's been done to it? You know, remember, it's been pulled of all of its minerals. It's everything's been pulled out of it. So now it's flat water. And usually distilled water was always used for machine parts, so that machine parts would not oxidize, or biological experiments. Because if I'm doing an experiment, I need flat water. I don't want any minerals in there that can alter my experiment or my numbers. So that's all it was really used for. Now, some say that it's good for certain things as far as helping the kidneys, because you have the urea, which has to break down the ammonia in the body. So with that happening, sometimes, yes, that can help. But the ultimate problem with distilled water is that it has no charge. And for someone who is in already a state of acidosis, remember, if you pull the hydrogen, which remember H2O, hydrogen, you pull the charge. So now it's dead water. So when you test distilled water, it's at a serious level of acidity. And then when your body gets that, and sometimes it may be around the neighborhood of like 4.5, you know, somewhere around there. And when you drink that water, it's going to send you into a state of acidosis. Now, when you start to your body goes into a crisis, because your body's always trying to balance. So anything that's out of balance, your body always runs to the scene of the crime to try to correct the problem. And that's where I think a lot of people are missing. They'll say that it's good for this, it's good for that. But wait a minute, you got to remember, your body's always trying to balance homeostasis. So it tries to go in and make you alkaline. So if you're in a state of acid, it's like, whoa, that's the overflow. That's like, we can't have that. So I'm going to pull it from your bones. I'm going to pull the calcium from your hip, your knees, your joints, your ligaments. I've had so many people that came in and literally lost all their teeth from drinking distilled water. Lost them all. They said they didn't know until finally someone told them that, you know, you've been drinking distilled water and it's pulling the calcium out of their teeth. All their teeth fell, all their fillings fell out. Their teeth started rotting, their hip replacement, knee replacements, things like that. So you don't want to throw the balance of your pH. That's the most important part of everything that's going on in your entire body. Remember, hydrogen is the greatest source of energy in the universe, right? So wherever there's hydrogen, there's energy. But when you're in a state of acid, your body's going to say, wait a minute, I need to get it from somewhere. And it's going to pull it from your bones. Number one place is always the hip. That's usually the first place. So if anybody's having problems with the hip, usually because the pelvic is the highest density of calcium in the body is in your hip bone.
Yes.
Got it?
Yes.
And with that, you know that, Big B, by doing what you in the MASH units, right?
Yes, sir, buddy. Indeed. Yes,
and
indeed.
with that, being that it's the replaced, that's also, it generates more heat than anywhere, more heat. So with that, everybody has a hip replacement. You got it. You got knee replacements. Got it. And they know this stuff. They know that this stuff is, people are just in a state of acidosis. Now, Neva, I want to add one more point to this. One of the reasons why we stay acidic, because people say, I can't get alkaline. I'm trying to get alkaline. Can't I? That usually goes back to the charge. And that charge is your liver. Got it? Your liver is like the grounder. That's like you ever have, if anybody know electricity, you got a male, you got a female.
Yeah,
Whoa, wait a minute, wait a minute,
Here
wait
we go
a minute,
again. Here
male
we
and
go.
female, wait a minute. And then you got a ground. You got it? That's your ground wire. That ground wire is going to hold you, but you need a little bit of charge that keeps that going. And guess what? That means that's why salt is so important. Got it? Salt is very important, but it's not the white salt.
No.
Yes.
It's got to be what? It's got to be the unrefined.
Unrefined.
Yes, that grounds the charge. That allows the connectivity from cell to cell to talk to each other. So when they tell you to stay away from salt, some of the problems people have with blood pressure is because they told you to stay away from salt. And you leave all salt alone.
Yeah.
You leave it all alone. You can't stay away from salt. God said you the salt of the earth.
No, that's right.
Now you can't have salt, somebody lied. So
Yes,
that's
yes.
really where we got to get back into things like unrefined salts, unrefined sugars, unrefined oils, things like that. Yeah.
And then just one last thing, the caller prior to was talking about the cholesterol, and she mentioned that drug, I think it was Levecchio. That's a new drug they have out there.
Yes, brand new.
And what everyone has to realize, farm runs everything, big pharma.
Yeah.
And I know some of you at times sit in the doctor's office and see these people coming in suits and suitcases.
Yeah.
Those are the pharmaceutical companies.
Yes.
Pushing the doctors use these drugs. Do not believe that these doctors don't get kickbacks, because I know
That's
they
right.
do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they have a scale kickback.
Yes, they do.
They got
Yes, they do.
scales. So that means the more milligrams you take, the higher my payments are.
That's right. So they push these drugs on you.
Yeah.
Not in so much that I was going to help you, but I'm going to make money, and you're making big pharma more money. So do your homework, and you got to think.
Yeah. And I'll definitely chime in on that. I started working at SmithKline Pharmaceutical Company when I was about 14 years old. Who works at a pharmaceutical company at 14 years old? But anyway, I used to sit there, and specifically, you're spot on, Nitha, because my product at that time was Tagamet. Y'all remember Tagamet?
Yes, I remember
Tagamet?
that. Yes.
Yep, the ulcer medication. Yep, that was the one that I was the one that was on the floor, that I was working for the doctors to field the queries. So the queries were, how does Tagamet work with someone with diabetes? So I had to do the research and bring it back to the doctors. So the doctors on the floor would talk to the doctors in the field. So that was me. So that's why I got so very well versed in research, because I was the one doing all the research. And I could type real fast. They said, this kid is fast, put him over there. And then you had to pay money to be on this they used to call it the CRT, which is basically just a monitor, but it was a database of all the pharmaceutical reports and studies that were evidence pre and post evaluation. So I had to do all the research with diabetes and all this, and I had to give it to them. And I used to, I guess, they figured I was handling stuff off. Maybe they didn't think I could read. Because I could read. I was like, this stuff is not good. And the one thing that I always remember, Nitha, was the same thing, the patents, and there was always discussion about patents, and this one's ending, and after this one we have a right to use it now. When it expires, now you can come in with the generics and all that. So you can from the inception of the time it was created, they have a certain amount of time that they can make their money, and then after that they got to turn it over so that other companies can make their generic versions. That's why you have generics. That's the whole point. It's all about patents. So it's a money thing, y'all. It's a money thing. So she's spot on it. Got it. All right.
All right, Nikki.
Who do we have on? Who do we have on chat? Big B. Anybody on chat? Let's go to the chat.
Let me see. Right now, we let's put it. We pretty much answer the question, as well as Prophet. She's with her there. She's gotten some of the information and already answered the questions. Dr. Paul.
I don't even see Prophet.
She's back. She's back in the back.
Back in there. What you doing?
There she are.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I see everybody back here. This is Carol, Lydia,
everybody.
Back there in the back. Hey, Bill, see y'all in the back. That's what happened when y'all show up late for class.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Just hold on.
What's up?
How's everyone doing?
All right, we're doing well. Who's that?
That's good.
That's Farouk.
Dr. Paul.
That's Farouk.
What's up, Farouk? Like I didn't know who that was. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I have a question for you.
What's up?
What about Bella Rumors and babies? What can you do about it?
About what now? I can't hear you.
The condition about the developing condition of Billy Rubin.
And babies.
Yeah. Usually that's a form of jaundice. You know, that's when you start to see the yellowing of the baby, maybe yellow, or you may have the yellowing of the eyes. That's the liver. So that means usually when the baby's born, you know, sometimes there's a liver problem. Usually you try to, you know, it depends on, you know, there's a lot of factors that have to be involved. So there would be more questions that I would have to ask before we try to do anything. Because the reason why I say that is because usually babies clear out. They clear out, but you just have to, you know, have the mother, usually breastfeeding usually helps. And when you're dealing with this, you're not giving it to the baby, you're giving it to the mother. Got it? See, the baby doesn't have an immune system yet. The mother is the immune system. So you're treating the mother. Hopefully she's breastfeeding. You know, that would be my first question right there. Is she breastfeeding, by the way?
Farouk,
you there? He's on mute. I think he's on mute.
Yeah.
But that would be the first question, because you can't give directly to a baby. They can't handle it.
I'm back here. I'm back.
Okay, did you hear what I said?
Did you hear me? What you said? Yeah. You said breastfeeding.
Right. You got to make sure the mother's dietary is on point, meaning that she's.
I'm sorry, because I'm on the bus. That's why I seem a little loud.
You're on the bus,
boy. You better stop driving on the bus, Farouk.
And then, Dr. Paul. The next question would be, is any herbs you can take for it?
That's what I said.
Baby can take one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I would need to first talk to the mother, because you got to start seeing what the dietary. She has to be on a dietary. You know, she has to be strict on a diet.
Put on the plan.
Yeah, she can't be eating junk. Got it? She can't be eating Chick-fil-A's and stuff like that and breastfeeding. You can't do it. So she has to be on point with her water and all those things. We can help her lactate also. There's certain herbs that help her lactate, but also that will help, because here's the thing. Here's the miracle. The miracle is whatever the baby needs, the baby, by connecting to the mother's breast, is dialing up with this thing called oxytocin, what it needs to clean that liver. Yeah. This is a connectivity piece. That's powerful. Yeah, absolutely. And we look at, you can even tell this by the areola. I'm gonna mute you down, because you sound like you about to get off the bus. But the woman's areola, which is the darkness. That's why women say, well, why my nipples actually get really dark? That's why they're getting dark. They're dialing up the minerals for the baby. Isn't that awesome, y'all? Can y'all hear that? Yeah. That is awesome. That is awesome. So the baby's needs and connectivity to the mother, that's part of the bonding process. And that's why sometimes you'll even see when the mother is, before she gives birth, she may have a line right there, that middle melanin line that comes right down the stomach, down the stomach. Yeah. Always come to save the day. Yes. And now that's the whole point of the melanin comes in to dial in the information. The baby says, well, I need this to clean the liver. And the mother's body says, well, all right, this is what we're going to do. And it derives the minerals for the baby to now correct the problem. It's a perfect system created by a genius, y'all. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a perfect system. And the more you get into this dynamics of the body and the mother and how the body works, everything to protect the child. It's an amazing process.
Incredible process. Excuse me one second, Dr. Paul.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I wanted to know about the vaccine. I know you could complete the topic, but the vaccination, because Miss Ivy is a lady that she referred me to ask you this question, and she said if a vaccine for child is inappropriate, and what is the alternative to it, and what herbs can we take for the cleansing of seasons, and what to do because she's having cold issues, and with her body changing.
Right. But the same thing, remember, it depends on the age of the baby or the child. Got it? Remember, if it's a baby, you're dealing with the mother. Yeah, you getting on the bus. So it's based on the age of the baby. Okay, of course, the baby is going to be fed through the mother. Got it? So that's building the immune system. But as they get older and they're no longer breastfeeding, then you start to deal with the immune building of the child. Okay, so that means seasonal support, keeping them cleansed. The main thing you got to do for children, remember, they have not been exposed to all the stuff that we have. They haven't worked in places in those things. So their systems are clean and they work fast. So you don't have to give them a whole lot of stuff. So that's why we say build the immune system, keep the water. It's more of keeping things away from them that are toxic. That is the biggest problem. The sugars, the refined sugar, refined salt, the candies, the dyes. Oh, these dyes are doing the job.
They're killing us, man. They're everywhere.
These dyes are killing these children. And all of the cereals right now are bioengineered ingredients. Every single one of them. All the ones with the best characters on there that we used to have. The Captain Crunch, the Fruit Loops, the Sugar Bear, all the ones that every child was like, oh, I want that one. I want that one. That's the ones that have bioengineered ingredients in them. And this is stuff that's causing their systems to be erratic. They can't calm their systems down because this stuff is erratic. And the body says, I don't even know what to do with this. All the candy bars, they're all bioengineered, except for Hershey. Hershey is the only one that I've noticed is not bioengineered. Y'all hear that?
I heard that.
So Hershey. Yeah. So you got Mars bars, you got M&Ms.
Yes, I heard that.
Snickers.
And that hurt my heart because that was my crack. I tell you about
Joys, Bounds. So only thing that
what about the payday?
What the payday?
You said payday.
All that's under the Mars company. Anything with Mars, yes, that is
with
the
peanuts. One. Oh Lord,
yeah. M&M with peanuts. Yep. Now the Hershey, like I said, all of Hershey. I've been keeping my eye on this for y'all because everybody always. Hershey is so far so good. No issues with Hershey. They're keeping it real.
Loyal. Or
That's good. Yeah, because I had two of them.
I would think that Hershey, because they got the factory up there and
in Pennsylvania,
promote the whole process of natural chocolate and things like that. I can only assume that they're doing the correct thing. You got it? But the Mars company is there. So what was my point? Going back to children, you got to make sure they're not being exposed to this stuff. That's the biggest takedown that's weakening the immune system. That just last week, Ron Paul pulled aside and had direct, Fauci reported to Congress. And they stood him down and said, look, you verifiably have no documentation to support any findings on any children to have vax. Did you hear that? They have no findings at all. But yet he's been pushing it. And this was actually, if you want to look at this, look at the last Ron Paul Fauci on YouTube. And he breaks it down, takes about 7 minutes at a time. And let me tell you, it's going to give you an incredible understanding that the children's system, it is immune supported already. Got it? Their systems are perfect systems almost. And therefore, you don't need a whole lot to them. Get them good water, get them good fruits and vegetables, get a green drink with them. Usually it's the green drink is the first thing you start with. That's what I started with my son. I gave him the green drink. Where do you think the Dr. Paul green drink came from? Jared. Jared was the first. He was the first client. I said, you know what? If I could get him to like it, then everybody gonna like it.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's what I would say to that. All right, Farouk. I know he's on the bus. He's
He's
probably
on the
home
bus.
right now.
Yeah.
All right. He's probably home. All right. Let's go up to the top, Big B.
Okay, Nikki sits up there. Nikki?
Hi, Dr. Paul.
Hey, Nikki.
Hi, everybody. I have a question. I have a relative that's on blood thinners.
Mm-hmm.
When he gets his blood work done, his
electrolytes, right? Mm-hmm.
They're always low. What can he do for that?
Green drink immediately. Yep. Electrolytes are, remember, electrolytes, the greatest source of electrolytes are going to be the salts. Okay. So the unrefined salts. One thing he can do like right away, is we take a pinch of Himalayan salt, unrefined salt, put it right in water. Boom. That's the energy drink right there for you. Put it in that Crystal Geyser, put it in that Fiji. There was one study I found that I used to talk about all the time. Fiji did a study and showed how they took Himalayan salt and put it in Fiji, and it helped people eradicate issues with things like leukemia, like cleaning up the blood. I mean, it's crazy. There's some incredible studies out there about Fiji water. And I'm saying to myself, well, wait a minute. If Fiji is a pH of 7.9 and Crystal Geyser is about an 8.5, wow. What happens when you take the little Himalayan salt and put it in the Crystal Geyser? Wow. Got it? So it makes an alkaline environment, allows your body to start to assimilate. See, the biggest problem we all are having is that we've been industrialized so bad that we can't even digest this stuff that they're putting in the food. We can't digest it. It's not breaking down. Frozen foods, formaldehyde. Got it?
Yes.
Yeah, formaldehyde. Right. That stuff is preservative, right? So if it's preserving the food, when you eat it, it's preserving your insides. That's why everybody's constipated. Everybody's constipated. If you've been very constipated, you better watch those frozen foods, those frozen dinners, hydrogenated. They're so hydrogenated that when you have any hydrogenization of any form, that means that it's stripping the moisture out of everywhere you get it. Remember, Procter & Gamble came up with hydrogenization back in the 1900s during the war. They said, hey, we came up with this process for making soap. We gonna make some soap. We make soap hard. So how do we make this stuff hard? We're going to pull it out using hydrogenization, using hydrogen force. We actually pull it out. And now it gets hard. So we're going to use that for, the war, send the lard to the soldiers, and then we'll make this stuff called, from cottonseed oil, which is actually Crisco. That's where Crisco comes from. Crisco is crystallized cottonseed oil. You probably never even knew that, what Crisco stood for. That's what it is, crystallized cottonseed oil, but it's actually hydrogenated. So these are the things that you got to watch out for, and that's what it's going to cause a problem with. Hydrogenization, things that are refining. Okay,
I got two quick questions. What do you do for lower back pain?
First, you got to get assessed. You got to be assessed on what's causing the lower back pain. See, you could have one of three things that I've seen. And one could be misalignment in the lower back, L1 through L5, or the coccyx. Sometimes your tailbone's out. That's Dr. Lenny question there. Also, you could have a inflamed or ruptured disc. Got it? Or just deterioration of the disc. Or you can have some things of muscle issues where we get into this thing where myofascial. So you got nerves that wrap around each other like this, like a ball. They gang up like a gang. They call it ganglion. this grand gang up, and they all twist all up. And then they got to go in and do this thing called myofascial release, where they can actually mash it and then give you a certain move, and it pulls it right out of you. Got it? So I would do that first. Make sure there's no structural issues. And then after that, you start to go to your fundamental basics. That would be water. Nutrition, make sure your vitamins and minerals are up to par. Yep. Those are the sort of things that we go to. So it's water, dehydration, okay, and then also dealing with malnutrition issues. That's what we do.
And the last question, what is causing so many children to be diagnosed with Alzheimer's? I mean,
autism.
Autism. Yeah. Well, we have our theories.
Yeah,
and
on this conversation.
on this side,
Yes,
we
yes.
know what we know what we see.
Mhm.
You know, it's controversial. They say there's no data, but we say yes, there is data, because you cannot put things like thimerosal into a shot and expect it not to affect the child.
Yep.
Remember the immune system. I just did a whole breakdown with how the immune system of a child is like perfect. You know, they already say there's not much you have to do for a child. The child's immune system is so strong. And when it gets to a certain thing after breastfeeding, when they get to like a child's age after breastfeeding, you just got to make sure you keep that stuff away from them. So when you start to administer somewhere in the neighborhood of 45 to 50, vaccinations before the age of I think it's like 18 months. It's ridiculous. There's no way in the world that a child can do that. The mother is the immune system for the child. Go to the website that I send everyone to. It's called vaccinationliberation.org.
Yes.
Got it? VACLIB.org.
Right.
Okay. And they'll give you what's in them. And this is going to be an eye opener.
It certainly is.
So this is get your pens and pads.
VACLIB.org.
V is in Victor. A. C is in Charlie. L is in Larry. I. B is in boy. .org. Okay. VACLIB.org. That will give you all the data you need. We know what's causing the problems. There's a lot of course controversy because it goes against what? Goes against the money system.
Right. Indeed.
That's it.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead.
All right, Dr. Paul, but before we go to the next hand, there's something I think is very important here. Sean says, Dr. Paul, how do I present myself at court in regard to not vaccinating my 11-month-old for polio or other immunizations? I stand firm on that. But there was a dispute between my children's father and I, but we resolved it and resolved it in trying to make him understand I don't want my kids taken away because I don't want to immunize them.
Yeah, you got two things going on first. First of all, you have a family, discrepancy.
Yes.
That's where, I see that a lot. Where one party is for and one's against. And that's your biggest challenge right there. After that, there are methods for doing certain things to present in document form for exemption. Got it? And that would be that website I just gave. Got it? That's how you would do it. But the first challenge that you have is to work out the communication between the two parties.
Yes,
and that's the child's two, parents. Because that's something that no one can come between. That's got to come between those two parties of the husband and wife. Got it? Yeah.
Okay. Now, Dr. Well, I know that you were trying to get out of here earlier tonight because you're kind of beat down. We're getting close, but we still got about 4 or 5 other people.
All right, we can go through them. We can go through.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Go through them. We'll
all
stop.
right. Nikki, you done?
I see the last one would be Stephanie.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Got it.
Oh, my hand has been up for a while.
Yeah, we got you. We got you. That was the last one. She's going to be the last. We got you there. We got Trisha from Massachusetts.
Okay, Nikki.
Okay.
All right, Nikki, then you're
Trisha.
next, and then Trisha and Cheryl. We'll go right down the line.
Okay. Trisha, you got to take yourself off mute. Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Dr. Paul, I've been having lower back pain, lower left back pain. So I just got a renal scan, and what they found is that I have a ureter pelvic junction obstruction.
I have an obstruction in my left kidney. So, you know, the doctor thinks that it's congenital. But I just started having this pain for about 2 years, you know, off and on. So I want to know, what can I do? Like my kidney function is 42, you know, for the urine to pass, and it should be like 50. So I'm wondering, what can I do, you know, to help my kidney?
Yep. You got to get with, you got to go with the kidneys. And so that's the kidney flush that we talk about all the time. You have to introduce, first of all, to your diet, immediately things that deal with that would be like celery.
Okay.
Celery would be the top of the list right there.
All right.
Okay. Celery would be one. Also, asparagus.
Okay.
Asparagus is good. One that probably helps the process of the kidneys to break down, you know, this urea, this ammonia in the body. And there's ammonia to urea that it has to break down. And to do that so that your kidneys don't have to work overtime, that would be bok choy. Bok choy. You ever had a bok choy? You know what bok choy is? You ever heard of bok choy? Anybody ever heard of bok choy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's delicious.
Bok choy is it helps the kidneys, especially if you have been told that you have a weak kidney. Bok choy will help the process of diluting down that the kidneys would normally have to do if they're weak. And it starts to cleanse the kidney also. So bok choy, a nice drink would be like a combination juice of bok choy and celery. That would be awesome.
Like, how would I buy bok choy? Like,
just juice it. You get the raw bok choy.
Okay.
And you have a juicer at home, right? Or a emulsifier?
No, I don't.
Oh, well, we got to buy you one as soon as possible.
So juice it. Can I blend it? I have a blender.
If it emulsifies enough.
Yeah, it does.
See the difference of a blender. They did raise the RPMs for blenders, whereas really you're trying to get around 800 RPMs. Okay, so 800 RPMs or higher is usually where it becomes emulsified. Remember, emulsifiers versus juicers. You have juicers that take the pulp. You remember that was Jack LaLanne's concept. You remember taking the juice out, you know, but then they say, well, wait a minute, that's a lot of good pulp over there. You know, that's good for cleansing, and that can, you know, that make your poop float. So we want to keep that because that's good. That's good roughage. So they came up with, they said, well, how do we make this thing, happen? And well, let's speed up the blade. Well, if you speed up the blade, now it speeds up faster and it breaks down everything. So you keep the fiber, but also in the pulp, and you get the juice all in one, but it's a little bit thinner, but it's more broken down at 800 RPMs. Usually around 800 RPMs.
So I should buy raw bok choy and celery and juice it. And
juice it. Yep. And there's been incredible turnarounds with just that combination right there. You got it?
Okay. Yeah.
Now,
okay.
No, I was going to give you some herbals also. Okay. Some herbal teas or herbal herbs that actually do the same thing for kidneys. Another one is called stone root. Stone root. Or some will also call it gravel roots. Got it? Stone root or gravel roots. It's the same herb, but its name is the folklore of what it comes from, because it was breaking down calcium deposits, things like that. Gravel. Yep. So that's why they come up with gravel. So that's the root right there. That gravel root will break down those stones in your body. Got it? Let's see. Juniper berries. These are in any form. Remember, any form. It could be tea. It could be capsules. Got it?
Okay.
All right. So this is not to diagnose, treat, kill, prevent any disease. Just food for the soul, family. I'm just giving these out. Got it? These are traditionally, just traditionally what has been used. And, you know, dealing with naturopathy and dealing with things. And these are thousands of years old we talk about here. We've been talking about these herbs. So juniper berries is another one. Juniper. You know how they said, was Elijah ran from Jezebel, ran up under a juniper tree? Ain't that right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
She crazy. I ain't going down there. So that was juniper. Juniper berries are very good for kidneys. Okay. All right, let's see. What else? Go ahead. Somebody has something?
No, I just want to know. So the doctor said that my artery is blocking my ureter. Like there's an artery that's going across my ureter, which is blocking the flow of urine. So is there anything I can do to like
hear me out now. Hear me out now. What I'm giving you is for the purposes. They're telling you a structural issue. And usually structural issues can be altered by usually some form of inflammation at first. Got it? Or some kind of, unless there was something that, see, this is where when they're talking about something that can be congenital, which means that it happened at birth, which means that you could possibly have something that may need a procedure. Got it? So that's why I can only speak in general. You may need to go in and physically move something or correct something. Now, that's why, you know, if it's past the point of preventative that we can do on this side, you can try these because these do things like unblock things. These actually deal with inflammation. They correct things. They help the body get back into its natural rhythm. But you got to stay away from certain foods at the same time. You got it? Stay away from concentrated foods. Got it? Anything concentrated, dehydrated, anything that's thick, anything that's creamy, anything that pours slow. Got it? Those are your no-nos.
Okay.
All right. What pours slow?
Sugar, syrup, honey.
You got it. You did it fast too. Yep. That's it.
Yeah, I heard you say that.
Yeah. So dehydration. So hydration means a lot to you.
Yeah.
So when you start to do these herbs, you got to drink a lot of water. And that's what you can do when you do this on a regular basis. You have a chance for helping it to correct itself. Now, I don't know your situation, but that's what we would do on this side. And only move to correct something structurally if it absolutely had to be done because it was congenital. Got it?
Right. But how often should I drink like the bok choy and the celery?
I would do it till the wheels fall off. I would keep it moving. Absolutely. Absolutely. Remember, you can do twice a day. You can do it after every meal. Remember, this is food we're talking about. We're not talking about drugs. This is food. Got it? Food. So with that, you need to, with your situation, you need to amp it up. You got it? Try to make sure it's not conventional, but organic.
Right.
Got it? No conventional, no sprayed stuff.
Right.
All right.
And so do you think I should come in for an analysis? Do you think I need that, or I should just do this and see how that goes?
No, I mean, you can always come in for an assessment to see where the other imbalances are. Absolutely. You need to know what to eat and what not to eat, what can keep you in balance, see how your liver's doing. We got a whole lot of things you got to balance here, but you got to find out what works for you. Got it? To keep you in there. So I'm just speaking in general. Always yield to an assessment first, because that's your baseline. See, we're just traditionally talking right now. We're just speaking in general. You don't want to be with a situation that you have guessing. You don't want to guess. I want to know. Got it? I want to know. I want to know where I am. Where am I? So that's what we do with the assessment. Always start with assessment. That's for everybody.
Yep.
Always get a baseline. That's why when you go to any doctor, they're going to do a history of you. They're trying to establish a baseline. Where are you right now? You got it? See, folks try to cut the corners. And don't cut corners, y'all. Don't cut corners. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to take that herb. They say it's good for that. Or I'll get an email saying, what you got for this? What you got for that? I was like, wait a minute. I'm just going to tell you traditionally was used. That may or may not be good for you. Got it? So it only can be judged by what is on the assessment when you've been properly assessed. Okay? So keep that in mind. All right? Sound like a plan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
All right. All right.
All right. All right. Cheryl T, you're up next.
All right. Thank you, Trish. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now, the questions I have, they're from a person who's on the telephone who can't seem to get in to ask her questions. And she knows that the answer you're going to give are kind of general. She wanted to know if there's an herb for anemia and
Aliyah?
Anemia?
Questions about kidneys. So you did answer that part of it.
Right. Anemia directly, immediately. Man, this anemia thing is out of control, y'all. The number one source that I see that happens with anemia is assimilation problems. You're not assimilating nutrients. So what people are eating, they're not getting the nutrients. They're either bad choices from the foods they're eating, or they're eating the wrong things that are blocking the villi to assimilate. And that means if you can't assimilate, you can't get it in. That's like having food around you, all around you, and you can't eat. That's like a buffet around you and you can't eat. So that's why we can't assimilate. Your body can't take in the nutrients, and then it pushes it aside. So then that gets blocked up into your lymphatic system. If you're not exercising, it's going to slow your sweat glands down. It's going to slow it down. And then you got a cesspool of bacteria and all these other things that is the perfect environment for bacteria, virus, fungus, cancer, all of that stuff. So we got to get it moving. Got it? Anemia is the first signs of malnutrition from lack of assimilation, number one. That's why I say so important that the green drinks are so important. They get the gut in order. When we try to take them, we take them 30 minutes before we eat if you have a gut issue. Whenever in doubt, take we do what's called a colon cleanse, parasite cleanse. We start off with the colon cleanse. If you've never had a cleanse before, perfect time is right now, y'all. Perfect time right now. Change the seasons. We got Big B. We got 3 hours left.
Yeah, yes, indeed. And that's it.
We got 3 hours of summer left. And it would be on the family tree that it would be happening, right?
And Dr. Paul.
Yes.
The colon cleanse, would it give you diarrhea?
No. If you get diarrhea is a direct effect of you having an enemy in the gut.
Good.
Got it? You got an enemy in there. So it's either bacteria, virus, fungus, parasite, something. So the body says, I've defined that there's an enemy in the intestines. Send extra water to flush it out. Diarrhea, runny stool. That's the body's attempting to correct itself. Body's always trying to correct itself, just like with the pH, with your heat, when you're running a fever, all of those things. Your body never stops trying to support you, to correct you.
Yes. So
we've been always taught
through
allopathic science, which is not God science, that the body is the enemy, and whatever the body's doing, do the opposite. It's the effect. We gotta fight cancer. We gotta fight this. We gotta fight that. You ain't gotta fight nothing. The body's doing everything. You got it? We have to put it back in balance, and then it corrects everything. Ain't that awesome?
Yes.
Can't mess with the Most High, boy.
I know that's right.
What's it say? Your hand's too short to box for God. Go ahead.
That's right.
You're gonna get knocked out now.
Okay, sure.
So basically, you need to eat right in order to correct the anemia concern.
I would immediately we start with green drinks. That's why I said the green drink, like my green drink. That's why I get the highest form of alkalinity of hydrogen base, which is land and sea. Everything that I do with my green drink, I get it from not up here. I get it from closer to the equator. So a lot of the herbs and things that I get, the astragalus, the sea, the Irish moss, the purple dulse seaweeds, all the different things, even the Cape aloes that comes in the colon cleanse. That stuff comes from South Africa. I got stuff from Costa Rica. All my stuff is packaged down into areas like Florida. And then from there, I bring it up here. So that's why I am very strong stickler on equator. Closest place to the planet, the sun is at the equator. So if you eat closer to the equator, the food and everything is more nutritious. Got it?
Okay, great. One last thing. Now, do you use tinctures in your practice?
Sometimes,
Okay.
yep. Sometimes, but I try to do non-alcohol.
Okay.
Try to do non-alcohol. Yeah, try to do non-alcohol. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, Cheryl
All right.
T.
You
All
got
right,
it, Cheryl.
Cheryl T.
All right. Have a great evening. Fatima, you're up next.
Good evening, doctor.
Yes. How are you, Fatima?
Fine, thank you.
Yes.
My accent, I hope you're going to understand me.
Yes. Where are you from? Where are you from?
Morocco.
Morocco.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
All right.
know
Are
that
you,
you
are
call
you
me-
there? You said Morocco?
Yes.
Are you there right now?
No, I'm here in the United
I
States.
tried. I'm sorry. I tried.
I wish. No, I am here.
I want to go to there.
Yes. You
can.
got some good oil over there. You got some
Yes,
really good.
we have the argan.
You
know,
have
we
the-
have that oil that's only in Morocco called argan.
Yes.
We
I
call
love
it
the
here
way she
argan.
said Morocco.
It's argan.
Morocco.
Yes,
All right. I
exactly.
love it.
Yes. I immigrate from Morocco as a student, and I don't know, I have a problem with depression. And I didn't know it until I think, I will say 2003, and I find out every 4 years, 5 years, I have that. So I do go to the doctors. He gave me medication but that medications makes me feeling I am not the same Fatima. I eat it, I have it. I go to sleep. I wake up. I teach Arabic. I'm a teacher. So when I wake up and I go to my work, I am not the same Fatima. So my question is there any, how can I say it in English? Is there any diet as a herb, as a food that can, or a fruit or vegetable that treat depression?
Yeah. I would back up before we even go there. I would start to first off, you have to understand the climate that you're in right now. Okay.
Amen.
Where's your climate now? What season are you in right now? Are you in what is your season in Morocco right now? I'm sorry. You're not in Morocco. But how long my question really was, how long have you been here to these States? Are you in States right now?
In United States, I've been here for a long time.
Yeah, how long though? You have
26. 26 years. I'm sorry.
26 years. Okay,
Yeah.
got you. And where are you right now?
New Jersey.
In Jersey. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a
And
long
I
way.
moved.
That's an incredible change.
Let me
for
tell
you.
you one thing, maybe it
Oh
will
my
help you.
goodness. You went
I
from
moved
Morocco
from,
to Jersey. Oh my goodness.
And not only that, I moved from Morocco to New York with my brothers.
Right.
I met the father of my kids. I moved from New York to Philadelphia for 8 years, and then from Philadelphia to New Jersey. And I have the worst depressions when I moved from Philadelphia to New Jersey. I was sick like for 2 months.
Yep. And here's what I want you to, the reason why I'm asking all these questions, I'm probing right now.
Okay.
And the whole point of probing is that, number one, you were born in Morocco, right?
Yes.
Were you born in Morocco? All right. So now your DNA coding is totally different than ours.
Yes.
Got it? You get a different spectrum of light than we have. That's programmed inside of your DNA that says, Fatima, you are actually from Morocco, closer to the equator. Now you way up in Jersey. Got it?
Yes.
Where you don't get that sunlight.
Amen.
Got it? So now your body is now resonating at the number one frequency that you should be. So your body says, well, I can't, this is not the nutrients that I'm used to getting this down here, and now I'm getting this up here. And this up here is full of toxins, chemicals, pollutants. I haven't even gotten to the GMOs yet.
I know that.
And all the other things in the bad water. You got it?
Yes.
So here's the thing. You have to start to eat from the dietary things that are of Morocco while you're living here. You got it? So that means that certain seasons for you are really important. Now, we're going into the blackout zone in a couple of hours. we got 3 hours. We got 3 hours. We're about to go into the blackout zone. And this blackout zone is the end of actually it's, as the change of seasons, it gets probably the highest point, the end of October going into the middle to end of April. Every year, that's the time the sun is falling. You're not getting enough sun. Got it?
Okay.
You are from Morocco. That's Africa. Got it?
Yeah, it is North Africa. Yeah.
North Africa, right. So you have a different spectrum of light. That's like, you know what that's like? That's like taking a really expensive car, like a Rolls Royce, and you putting 87 cheap gas in it. And you backfiring all over the place. And it affects your blood. Got it? Okay. That's why we people who are from the equator, that's where you get your tan from, family. The melanin. Got it?
Yes.
Means that you're closer to the equator. That's your tint. That's what's happening with your melanin in the eyes, the skin. It's all in our body. So you have to be high on things like vitamin D. I would definitely say you need an assessment. I would have to go in there to break it all down for you, but I really just don't have the time. But I can say you have to be understanding to the seasons. You have to go south in certain times of the season to get your energy back. Got it?
What do you mean, doctors? What you say?
You have to go closer to the equator. And I know that, we have to, and I know you have your covering. So you got to understand that sometimes you got to keep your covering. You have to open up your covering. And I know you have to check with your spiritual counseling on that, on what is correct for your spirituality. But at some point in time, you got to get that vitamin D in there. Got it? That vitamin D means sunshine. You got to get that activator. And so vitamin D3 should be high. I'm just going to give you a couple of things. Vitamin D3 or vitamin D2. Got it?
Yes.
Seasonal should be from fall, which we're about to enter in 3 hours. Fall to winter is 10,000 IUs. And when spring and summer comes back around, 5,000.
Oh, it's fancy.
Wow.
That's where you are. That's your ballpark. I'm telling you, I deal with folks from parts of South America. I deal with folks from Africa, the Caribbean, everybody around this time going through this blackout zone. Do you know that in this zone, there's more chronic disease diagnosed between October and April of every year? You know that more people die in that time. Do you know that more depression, anxiety, more breakups, more business failings, all of this stuff, more homicides, all this stuff happens in that zone. So what does this mean? That means that we're not resonating at the proper frequency and we're losing a lot of nutrients. Got it? So what I would recommend is you gotta go through and you got to come on in and get an assessment, number one. And then I can put you on point to what you need to do. And this is for anyone from the Caribbean, anywhere part that's closer to, that area. See, you're not even first generation. You're from there. See, sometimes folks will come in and their children will be having the problem. But you're not the children. You're from there. You were born there. You're born there. So that means it's really hitting you hard. It's really hitting you hard.
And when I go back, I used to go back every 2 years. That's the best times for me.
Yep. Yes, there you go.
You're reassimilated back to your whole place.
It's that sun and that light. See, it triggers your DNA to release certain nutrients and ability. See, there's non-essential, there's essential, and there's non-essential minerals. So the ones that are non-essential are what you make. So they're already triggered from the light that hits you. Boom. Now it's like, you ever go somewhere down to the island somewhere? If everybody close your eyes right now and you say, you know what? Think of the best place you ever been in your life. Everybody do it. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. You close your eyes. What's the best place you ever did? The best day in your life. You there yet? Y'all there? Y'all there? Some of y'all ain't closing your eyes. Close your eyes, Lydia. Close your eyes. You there yet? You got there? You there? Where are you? You know where you are right now? Now open up your eyes. Open up your eyes. Now, first question I asked you, was the sun there?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You got it?
Oh, yes.
Yes. See, that's it. It's all about the sun. You got it? It's all about the sun. That's your activator for everything. It's the life force itself. So when you don't get that sun, no matter what you're eating, you got people taking herbs and stuff and ain't going outside. it ain't working, Doc. I said, did you go outside? No, I ain't been outside in a week. Okay, baby, that's what the problem is.
Right.
Got it?
I know that's right.
So I want y'all to keep that in mind, okay? So give me a call, all right? I'd love to talk to you and give you the breakdown of what we use for those that are from the equator, okay?
Okay, merci. Thank you.
Fatima, all that information is in the chat. So send an email to me to request a copy of tonight's chat. You'll get all of that information, all right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All
I will
right.
get you. Thank you.
All right. We get you right, Fatima. We get you right.
Okay.
Right.
Haraya, you're up next.
Yes. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, we're here.
Got you.
Okay. I just first wanted to say to the young lady that was dealing with the immunization, I went through that, and if I could just say, make sure you have a lawyer. It's sad to get to this point, but I did lose my son. I did lose custody of my son because what they charged me with was medical neglect, because I had not. And I had 10 children, and he was the 10th of 10 children, and none of the children had ever been immunized, and none of them had ever been sick. But I thought I could go into court and defend myself. You cannot. You have to have an attorney. I just want to share that, because that was
okay.
Well, now keep in mind now that's a different situation now. When you have been charged with neglect. See, they want to hit you with neglect. We're saying it's not neglect. It's not saying we're not doing something. We're just not doing that.
Right.
You got it? That's the difference. See, the neglect actually is something totally different. See, you can, and if you go to that website, it'll break it down. And if I had time, I would break it all down for you. But you have religious exemption. You have religious exemption. Yes. Remember, if you break the skin, you increase the chances of infection. That's what the UN stood for in 1947 when they came up with the indigenous laws of the planet for all nations. Got it? So that means if you break the skin, you increase the chance for infection. So with that, if you have a strong religious exemption, which means that you have a strong religious consent that I don't want nothing to break my skin, and if I do, I will defile my temple, then that is considered effective. Anywhere.
You're 100%.
100%. Yeah. So just don't get into that. Just don't get in. So there's the only reason I was saying that. I was just saying that I want that to be clear, so that neglect, they will push the neglect thing on you, and it's saying that you neglect. That's in there. We didn't neglect. It's a difference. We're just saying we're not doing that. We're going to do something, but it's not going to be that. Got it? We build naturally.
All I'm saying is that I didn't have anybody to argue that for me. I thought I could do it myself, and that's where I got caught up. So my comment was just make sure you have a lawyer.
Right.
I went out without a lawyer thinking I could defend myself.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. What I wanted to ask was in reference to the PQQ. I got the PQQ. It's 40 milligrams. And I noticed on the computer they are saying you don't need any more than 20 milligrams. Now I'm taking I'm taking 900 milligrams of the ubiquinol. So am I safe with the P? I've been taking it every other day because I read that you're supposed to just take 20 milligrams. But the capsule that I have is a 40 milligram capsule. Is that okay to take?
Well, I can only speak in general. Remember, I don't know your situation.
Right.
PQQ, whenever you have anything that's on the label, that's always layman's. So that's based on general basics, for someone to take as a food. That's not therapeutic level. Therapeutic level would be going past the 20 milligrams, and that's based on the recommendation of a healthcare professional after they have assessed you. Got it? That's the key. So after you've been assessed to determine if you may need more, then that's when you would do past what it says recommended on the bottle by a correct health assessment and a health practitioner that can help you with that. Got it? So always stick to the bottle. That's what we say. Stick to the bottle. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Good stuff.
All right, Carol G.
Carol
G.
What's up, Carol G?
Hey, Dr. Paul.
All right.
And family. Dr. Paul, my mom is on the line. She turned 91 yesterday.
Well, go ahead now.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy
birthday, Mom.
Happy
birthday. Congratulations.
What's your mom's name? What's your mom's name? Edith. Like Archie and Edith?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, man.
Happy birthday, Edith. That's right.
Happy birthday, Edith. 91st birthday. Let's give her a hand, y'all. Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
All right.
Still doing good. Doing crossword puzzles.
Edith, I can't say nothing to you. You know what? I had a aunt, she turned 90. When she turned, she said, "Little Paul," before I even talked to her. I said, "Hey, Aunt Helen, how you doing? You know I'm 90, right?"
I changed my story this time. I have to tell them, I'm 91.
That's right. I'm 91.
I know that's right.
So everything, I done forgot more than you know. So go ahead. What you got to say?
Okay, Dr. Paul, I had a couple questions. I know it's a couple of people behind me, but I'm looking for a bed. Can somebody please tell me a good bed maybe that I can get? And another point of interest for a friend, he said that his feet were peeling and his hands were peeling. I don't know. I told him maybe some tea tree oil and to drink more water.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
What's going on?
Yeah. Vitamin E, vitamin A, definitely. That's issues with skin. Vitamin E, vitamin A. Immediately. Those are things. Shea butter.
I told him that. I told him
shea butter, sea buckthorn.
You said 7:00 every Wednesday?
That's what we do.
Yes.
Yep, 7:00 every Wednesday. That's right. So let's see. Things like that will help, but again, the skin is drying. So that means dehydration, number one. Got it? Stay away from the dehydrating foods. Yep.
Okay.
And that's his water.
How about a bed? I was trying to get that sleep number, but they couldn't get the first one up my steps.
I would say, you know what? Whenever this has come up in a lot of conversations. People say, "What's the best bed?" The only best bed is the best one for you.
That's right.
See, that's like shoes. You can't tell somebody what kind of shoes because they're personal. It's a personal thing. You have to really go to a store and really test the mattress out and see what feels good to you. There's so many options out here now. They got that purple foam, the memory foam, some of it is kind of, it's over the top, too much for me. I just need something that when I hit it, it's over. I'm out.
That's what I.
I know that's
and
right,
Dr.
buddy.
Paul, real quick, my juice still didn't come through the mail, so maybe it went to the wrong address.
Yeah, check with Dot. Did you? Yeah. How long has it? Has it been over 4 days, 4 or 5 days?
No, I'm talking about the one I was supposed to get from you. It's been a couple months now.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you definitely lost it. You definitely lost it.
It must have went to the wrong address.
Yeah, call Dot. Call Dot. Let me give you Dot's number. All right.
Okay.
You got Dot's number, right? You have Dot's number?
I
Yeah, just call
my
Dot.
notes somewhere. And one last thing, say I forgot. Liver. Oh, the cholesterol. I stopped eating the shrimp, the crab meat, and I got off of a lot of. I'm 80% off the cheese, and I cut back on the butter. So that's helpful too with the cholesterol.
All right, all right.
Yeah. That's interesting that you came up with the 80% though.
Yeah,
on the
about
cheese.
80. I still grab a little bit, but
I like that. You said 80%.
yeah, I'm working
That'd
toward
be about
100.
80%.
Yes.
All right, that's
Okay,
good.
thank
That's
you
good.
guys. Thank
All
you
right,
for
take
what you
care.
do.
Call
You
Dot.
got it, Carol. Call
Here's
Dot.
Dot. Let me give you Dot's number. 215-287-6388. You got it? And that's
I'm
for
still
anyone.
your number one fan.
All right. Thank you.
All right, that's what's up.
Appreciate you. All right.
All right.
Appreciate you.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, we got two left.
Yes,
We got
Natasha Burke and Stephanie. Natasha.
Hey, good night, guys.
Good night.
Hey.
I just want to let you know that I finally had the baby.
All right. Yay. All right.
We got celebration already. The family tree is. We got more leaves on the tree.
I know that's right.
You already know I'm breastfeeding, of course. Yeah, I said you already know I'm breastfeeding as well.
Yes.
All right.
Awesome. That is awesome. Congratulations. I knew you was going to have a baby soon. Remember, you was like, we got about a couple weeks. What'd you say you had?
You had a girl or boy, Tasha?
A boy.
A boy.
Oh,
okay, so we know his name is Paul, right?
No. Yeah, right. You better be
I'm
careful.
just messing with you.
You better stop. I'm gonna
Don't
knock
stop
you
no
out.
mess, Bill.
I'm gonna knock you out,
boy.
BB. What's his name? What's his name?
Kyrie.
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 All right.
Welcome, Kyrie.
Blessings.
Yeah, buddy.
Welcome to the world.
Yeah,
Yes,
welcome to the
Kyrie.
family.
Welcome to the family, Kyrie.
After you've been listening to Dr. Paul, you better be breastfeeding.
Exactly. That's the best way to go.
Awesome.
I have one question, right? So I noticed my feet is swollen. And it's like literally like really swollen to the point like it's like hard for me to walk. I know the doctors told me to wait like say 2 weeks for it to go down. Is there anything I could really, take, or I should try to get compression socks?
Well, I just think you need to keep it elevated. And naturally, this is part of the trauma that goes on when birth, remember women, when you go through birth, that's the closest point that you come to being totally wiped out. You're going to lose everything. All your resources and everything is just going to go blah like this because everything was for the baby. So it's going to take you a little bit to get back. Keep them elevated. Just keep your balance with your herbs and things. Red raspberry helps to keep things going.
Well, yes.
Keep your red raspberry going. Try not to do too many things outside that box. Let the body do its natural form and do what it has. Do you have a doula or someone that's helping you? Okay.
Yes.
Usually they will instruct you and tell you exactly what you need to do.
Okay.
You just stay close to her. Stay close to her or him, and just make sure that you can, keep that regimen. Not doing things outside of that. Keep your water right. Keep the breastfeeding going. What herb are you taking for breastfeeding? By the way, are you having any issues with breastfeeding at all, by the way?
No, I'm actually overflowing.
There you go.
That's what's up. All right. That's what's up.
You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Yes, God is good.
Yes, but thank you so much, Dr. Paul.
Thank
Dr. Paul, I just like to ask who is her doula?
Remember, I think I was telling you the last time. Her name is Allison.
Oh, okay. Because my daughter-in-law is a doula there. I was just wondering if you had her.
Oh, wow. Wow.
All
Awesome.
right.
Awesome. You know, more people are dealing, are coming through and becoming doulas now.
Yeah.
So it's an awesome thing. So congratulations
Yes,
to you
indeed.
and the new baby, and many blessings to you.
Thank you guys.
All right. Very
All
good.
right.
Very good.
Oh,
All
Big
right.
D, we got all kind of
Yeah,
good
man, that's the
news
good
today.
stuff, man.
This is
That's
all
what's up.
good stuff, man. All right, last but not least, we got Stephanie. Stephanie pulling up the
All right,
anchor.
here I come. Good evening, everyone. I wanted you to speak on or speak about cramping, and the reason why is because there was a week, well, off and on, I get cramping in my feet and in my calves, right? Now, what I would do to relieve it is I would take a golf ball and I would roll it under my foot, and within 2 or 3 minutes, it would like be relieved. But then I started getting cramping in the other foot, on my left foot, and I'm like, okay, what's going on now? So I did a little research, and it said that I could have like an over amount of calcium buildup. And then so I did some more research, and I said, okay, what foods is good for that? Or what causes that? A lack of magnesium is what I found. So I said, okay, what food is high in magnesium? So I found watermelon. So I ate watermelon, a lot of watermelon, and within the night, by that night, until this day, I never had any more cramping. I don't know if that is gone or not.
Absolutely.
But
it's not gone. It just sufficed the mineral deficiency you were having. See, when you have a mineral deficiency with cramps, the first thing is dehydration, of course.
Yes.
But the other one is mineral, which is magnesium and potassium. You got it? Magnesium and potassium. That's why folks, when they came home from, working the steel mills back in the day, they would take that, that Epsom salts bath. That's magnesium. So it helps to repair the muscle, but also calms the central nervous system. And at the same time, people, potassium, bananas, the seed lining of a banana is excellent. So, like when you actually peel the banana, if you're juicing, don't throw that skin out.
Yes.
You take a thin knife, like a fillet knife, and you skin that inside of the lining. You see you'll see the seed lining. Take that and put that in your blender also. That's high in potassium. A lot of potassium in that. Also, the skin lining of the pineapple, same thing. Bromelain. So all these things are good seed linings. Potassium is excellent for that. So yes, watermelon, but I hope it had watermelon with seeds, right?
Definitely.
All right, there you go. No seedless watermelons. But yes.
Stay away from them. I was asking one quick question about the green balance. Can when we make the drink, can we put banana in there? I know you said no fruits.
No. Yeah, you can do bananas, anything for delivery system. We just say don't get too much on top of it, don't overdo it.
Okay.
It's okay to have a green drink. And that's why I tell folks, even with the green drink, you can take like an apple juice or grape juice or a pineapple or something like that. Just try to stay in balance. You just don't want to grab certain things like, when people are mixing fruits and vegetables at the same time, that's a problem. Remember, they burn at different rates of speed. So fruit is fast and that burns fast energy. And then vegetables are stable. Got it? So if you're taking a green drink, it's okay to grab maybe a banana or maybe an apple or something and mix it with it. It's okay. It's okay. Just don't overdo it. Got it? Because people would do like kiwis, strawberries, blueberries, and then they'll start throwing the kale, the spinach, and then they'll go and oh, wait a minute, it's too much going on. Your body's like, wait a minute, which way are we going? So
I wanted to make it a little bit lighter, that's all. Because it's more like it's like a drink. And mine's dark. It should be dark.
Yeah, just add more fluid to it. Remember, just add more juice to it. So you can even add with the banana, you can add some juice to that if you're juicing it.
I add some apple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of combinations. Whenever you start to say it's grainy, because people say, oh, it's a little grainy, doc, that's because you're not using enough water or juice or a combination. Sometimes you can do 50-50. If it's concentrate, remember, anything concentrate, you put water back into it. So if it was 12 ounces of juice or fluid, you can do half Crystal Geyser, half juice. You got it. That's the way you would do it. If it's concentrate, people say, oh, I don't like concentrated juice. Okay, we'll put the water back in it. As long as it's 100%, you're good to go. You got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
As long as you're good to go.
Okay.
Thank you. Awesome.
All right,
thank you, Stephanie. Yo, man.
All right, Big B.
Yo, buddy.
That's
we got it. Yes, sir. We got everybody in. Amen.
Man, I think we got everybody in.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
All right,
indeed.
Big B, tell them how they can support us here on the Family Tree to keep this thing going, because we need y'all support, y'all.
Yeah,
you know,
guys.
we try to keep it going, and I tried to do 8:30 every time, and already I'm late again.
You ain't made it. You ain't made it yet.
I ain't made
Okay,
it
guys.
yet.
While it's quiet, of course, the first thing you want to make sure is to get a copy of tonight's chat. Send me an email to meccavideo@gmail.com. All this information is in the chat. meccavideo@gmail.com. Now, to continue to support us, the Family Tree, use Dr. Paul's Cash App. That's $, Dr. Paul Hop. Okay, $, Dr. Paul Hop. You use your bank through Zelle. Send that, and that is Dr. Paul at drpaulherb.com, or send something out there to the P.O. Box in my name. That's P.O. Box 191, Mullica, New Jersey 08062. Hey guys, support us because hey guys, you're whipping us. That's all right though. It makes it worth it. It's all worth it. Make sure you guys get everything you need.
Let's
All
give
right,
a big hand. Shout out to Big B.
Yeah.
All right. Hope you learned something this evening, y'all. I don't charge you anything but the truth, really.
That's it.
You go tell somebody.
Yeah.
Whatever you learned tonight, that you can apply this information and share it with somebody. You
That's
know,
right.
Bring somebody next week. We say bring somebody because you know what? You're going to make somebody's life a whole lot better. They may be suffering with something that you got the answer for. How about that? All right. I want to thank y'all for all the questions, all the comments.
Good night tonight.
All the good suggestions. And boy, we had something to shout about tonight. So thank you so much. God bless y'all.
Hey, Prophetess.
And man, wait a minute. Where's Prophetess?
She's down there.
Let's give Prophetess a hand.
Good evening, Dr. Paul, Brother Ben, everybody. Love you guys.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Providence.
He finally came to the front. I didn't see you all night.
Hide in the back in the corner.
Thank you so much, Prophetess. And all the information, like Bill said, you can get that right. Email to you, send to Mecca Video, and that's meccavideo@gmail.com. All right? So thank you. God bless y'all. May God keep y'all. And remember, if you're breathing,
y'all got a shot.
All right. Who can dance out there? Anybody can dance? Is this the crew that can dance? I don't know, man. Let's tap it out just to see who can dance. Tap. And breathe. Good. I see you, Mariah. Go ahead, girl. I see you. Go to that side. Go to the other side. Tap. Get that lymphatic system moving, right? You should do this every morning. How about that? When you wake up, do like this. Tap. Open up the inside of the hand. Open it up. Move that lymphatic system. All right, on the other side. I see you, Tamara. All right, I see you. Tap. Look it over on the inside. Good. Hey, Marcy, what's up, Marcy? I knew if I didn't do this, she's gonna get me. So.
That's right. She'll come and get you too.
She come and get me.
Welcome back from Mars, Dr. Paul.
Yeah.
Welcome back from Mars. Thank you. Tap. Come on down. Tap. On the temples. Get rid of those headaches, those migraines. Good intentions. And breathe. I want to hear you breathe. Good. Come on down. See, moving that lymphatic system. This is a detox. This is a simple detox. Tap. Right under your collarbone. Right there. Tap. This is where the kidney pressure point for the kidneys right here. And breathe, and breathe, breathe, and breathe, and breathe. Come on back to there, right, come back here. This is the thymus, right behind here. That's the one for cancer right there. Anybody suffering from cancer, give them that tap right there.
Yeah.
Helps the immune system trigger the release of the immune system on your benefit. That's right, that's right. Come on down, the left and the right. Come on, what's on your right side? Come on. Come on, not that dinner you just had. Not bad on that side. What's on that right side? What's on that right side? That's the liver. And what else?
Liver and the spleen.
Liver and the spleen. The spleen on that side too?
No, I'm sorry.
Hey, Frida.
Is you sure? Liver and the gallbladder.
Gallbladder.
Right? There you go.
Gallbladder.
Yeah, that's the other spleen.
That's the other spleen.
All right, Caroline, what up, buddy?
On the left side.
All right.
On the other side, we got the what? What's on the other side? That's the spleen. And what? And the pancreas. Right, right. Boy, y'all quick tonight. All right. All right. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Blow it out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Little Tai Chi to end it off with. Breathe in. Breathe out. I want you to lock your hands like this. Got it? Everybody lock? I want you to push it. Come over. Stretch. 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 And breathe. And breathe. Stretch that back. Turn it out the other side. Push it out now. Good. Good. Everybody ready? Take it on out. Take it on out. Take it on out. Oh, good stretch down. Ah, good. And push. And push. 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 Breathe. Breathe. And now slightly to the left. Good. Good. And breathe. Breathe. And slightly to the right. Good. 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 And release. Come on down. One more breathe inhale. More. Exhale. One more. Release. And clap, clap. Clap, clap, clap. Come on. Rub them together. Rub them together. I want you rubbing. Get that heat going. We're going to do an energy bath. This is the energy bath. This is just in case some of y'all didn't get a bath tonight, all right?
Wow.
I'll say y'all don't wait till it's after, then you take one, right? I got it.
See how bad to win tonight.
Just checking. Take this, get that heat going, and then you press it all over you. We call don't touch yourself. That's called an energy bath. Energy bath. Get your energy going, right? Break it on down, all the way down to your feet. Good, good. Good intentions, good intentions. You can give your energy to somebody else, right? Put it on your shoulder. Put it over your shoulder like that. Good, good. Rotate it. Hey, Big B, this is like a Mr. Miyagi move.
Yo, buddy.
Miyagi. Mr. Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi.
Shake, shake, shake. Put it on down. And bring it down there. And bring it on down. And bring it on down. And one more time. Clap, clap, clap. Get a little heat in there. Then, rub them together. Good. I see you, Marcy. Come on. Come on, Rita. Then you take the one, stop the top. Stop the bottom, move the top. Feel that energy? Ooh. Feel that energy. A lot of energy. Energy balls getting bigger. Put it on over top of yourself. Bless yourself.
Yeah.
Good night. And we'll see
Who are you
next
playing
week.
tonight? Who are you playing?
So
Who is
much.
this?
Thank you so much. I'm going to give you in a second. Who is that, Kamara?
Yes. I can clean my whole house on this song.
Yes. This one right here is called Afro Medusa. That's what it's called. Afro Medusa.
Afro Medusa.
Yes. It's by
That's what's up. Yeah.
The group is called what?
Oracle.
Oracle.
Yeah.
Oracle. Afro Mazuza.
May God keep y'all and thank you for tuning in to the
Family Tree.
Thank you, everybody. God bless.
All right, thank y'all. Bless y'all. I love y'all.
Thanks, Dr. Paul.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, yeah. There y'all go. It's the workout in the chair night, right?
Thank you, DC.
All right. Dance it out. Dancing out there. Good. This front screen is jamming, big baby.
You're kicking it, man. That's what's up, buddy.
Kick it when you ain't even looking at the screen no more. Go ahead, y'all. I see it. Who's that James?
That lymphatic system.
Hey! Yes. Lizzie. This guy. Rita. Sharon. Rita. What's up, Rita? All right. We got Reggie over there. Who's else in here? All right. Y'all having a good time.
Yeah, buddy.
God bless y'all.
God bless.
We're gonna count it on down. And we're gonna end the meeting tonight.
Yeah.
So we start off with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Night.
Thank you so much. Oh, that's Margaret. That's the Margaret.
That's the Margaret. Where's Margaret? Did Margaret come in tonight?
I haven't seen Margaret tonight. No. Better check on Margaret. I haven't seen her in a couple of weeks, Dr. P. You gotta check out.
I think I did see her. She popped in, I think.
Okay, all right.
All right, family. God bless y'all. We'll see you next week.
All right, buddy. God bless.